We're diving into the fascinating story behind this humble penny and why someone might pay the same amount for it as a luxury sports car. So, grab a cup of coffee, sit back, and let's talk about why your pocket change could fund your next dream vacation. Alright, first things first. What's so special about the 1960D Mint Mark Lincoln penny? Well, back in 1960, the Denver Mint produced millions of these coins. But here's the kicker. Some of these pennies were struck with what collectors call a small date over large date variety. It's like a coin with a little identity crisis. 2 dates for the price of 1. This error happened because they reused dies, and the earlier large date design wasn't fully erased before the small date was added. It's a bit like writing over a mistaken pen and hoping no one notices. Spoiler alert, coin collectors noticed. Now, this variety isn't just rare. It's like finding a 4-leaf clover in a field of 3-leaf ones. And when it comes to rarity, collectors will pay top dollar, or in this case, top millions. And let me share a quick story to make this even more relatable. A couple of years ago, I was cleaning out my car. You know, the place where pennies, French fries, and mystery receipts go to die, and I found a 1960 penny. My heart skipped a beat. Could this be the one? I raced inside, Googled it like a maniac, only to realize it didn't have the small date over large date. Lesson learned. Not every 1960 penny is worth millions. But hey, at least I got 1 cent richer that day. Now, let's talk value. If you've got one of these rare pennies in pristine condition, what collectors call MS65 red grade, it can fetch up to $2 million at auction. That's not just any shiny penny. That's a life-changing, mortgage-clearing, island-buying penny. Even if it's not in perfect condition, these coins can still sell for thousands of dollars. So, how can you tell if you've struck gold or copper? Look closely at the date. If it looks like there's a smaller 1960 stamped on top of a larger 1960, you might be holding a jackpot. Grab a magnifying glass, a flashlight, or even just your phone camera and inspect it carefully. Now that you know the story behind the 1960D Mint Mark penny, who's ready to dig through their couch cushions or that jar of random coins on the kitchen counter? Who knows? Your next trip to the grocery store might end up funding your retirement. If you enjoyed this dive into coin collecting, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. We've got plenty more tips, tricks, and fascinating stories about coins worth serious cash. Let me know in the comments if you've ever found a rare coin or if you're checking your 1960 pennies right now. I know I would be. We're diving into the wild and wonderful world of this rare penny. We'll cover why it's worth so much, what makes it special, and how you can spot one. Stick around, you don't want to miss this treasure map disguised as a YouTube video. Okay, so what's the deal with the 1967 No Mint Mark penny? First, a little history. Back in 1967, the US Mint decided to skip putting mint marks on coins to discourage coin hoarding during a coin shortage. So, coins from Philadelphia, where mint marks weren't typically used, got mixed in with others. Most of these pennies are ordinary, but a rare few had errors or unique qualities that make them ridiculously valuable to collectors. Now, I know what you're thinking. How can a penny, which literally says it's worth 1 cent, sell for $7 million? Great question. Here's where things get spicy. The value comes from a combination of rarity, condition, and collector demand. One such 1967 penny, with a perfectly preserved surface and possibly a unique error, made headlines when it fetched that massive price. Let me tell you a little story. A few years ago, I was at a family barbecue talking to my cousin. He casually mentioned his coin collection, and I, being the supportive family member I am, teased him about it. "Oh, you're gonna retire on your pennies, huh?" Fast forward to a week later, I get a call from him. He'd sold one of his pennies for a cool $10,000. You'd better believe I ate my words. Ever since, I've been obsessed with checking every penny I come across. So, how do you know if you've struck gold or copper in this case? First, make sure it's a 1967 penny with no mint mark. If it's in mint or uncirculated condition, you're in luck. A professional grading service like PCGS can give it an official grade. Sometimes, these pennies have double dies, off-center strikes, or other quirks that collectors go wild for. But let's not get carried away just yet. The chances of finding the $7 million penny are slim, but even lesser versions can fetch thousands of dollars. That's still a win, right? So, The next time you're tempted to toss your loose change in a jar or, heaven forbid, into one of those coin sorting machines, take a second look. Who knows? That dusty little penny could be your golden ticket to early retirement. And hey, speaking of checking your change, if you found this video helpful, funny, or even mildly entertaining, do me a solid, hit that subscribe button. I post videos about coins worth big bucks, smart collecting strategies, and all the tips you need to turn pocket change into treasure. Don't miss out. Your next big payday might just be hiding in your pocket. Thanks for watching, and may your next penny be a lucky one. We're talking about the 1971 Mint Mark Abraham Lincoln penny. A little copper disc that could change your life. Let me tell you why this bad boy is causing such a stir in the coin collecting world. Stick around because I've got a story to share, a laugh or two, and, of course, some tips that could help you cash in. Okay, first things first. What makes this 1971 penny so special? It all comes down to rarity and condition. You see, most 1971 pennies are worth exactly a penny. But the ones with the Mint mark, made in San Francisco, are already a bit rarer. Now, pair that with an immaculate condition certified as MS67 or higher, and we're talking jackpot territory. Why? Coin collectors love rarity. It's like Pokemon cards, but shinier and older. This particular penny is the perfect storm of scarcity, mint condition, and historical value. Only a handful exist in such pristine shape, and one of them recently sold for a jaw-dropping $2 million. Now, here's where it gets funny. Years ago, I was helping my grandma clean out her attic. Classic family bonding, right? She handed me a box labeled junk, and inside, there were coins galore. Of course, I didn't think much of it at the time. Fast forward to today, and I realize I may have accidentally spent a potential fortune on vending machine snacks. Let me tell you, nothing makes a bag of chips feel more expensive than hindsight. But let's get back to this coin. If you're sitting there thinking, could I actually have one of these? The answer is maybe. The key is checking for that little S under the date and ensuring the coin is in incredible condition. We're talking shiny enough to blind someone on a sunny day. A certified grading service, like PCGS or NGC, can officially grade your coin and tell you if it's the real deal. Don't try cleaning it yourself. Scrubbing it with soap or a Brillo pad doesn't add value. It just makes coin collectors cry. Trust me, it's a thing. So here's the takeaway. That dusty jar of pennies you've got, it might just be your golden ticket or copper ticket in this case. Don't sleep on checking your spare change, because you never know when you might be holding a $2 million treasure. Now, before you dive into your coin stash, let me ask you this. Do you want to keep learning about hidden gems in your pocket change? If so, hit that subscribe button, because I've got plenty more coin tips, tricks, and strategies coming your way. Let's turn your coffee can of junk into a treasure chest. ChatGPT can make mistakes. Check important info. We're diving into the wild world of rare pennies and how you might just strike it rich without even realizing it. Okay, so let's break this down. First off, what's so special about this 1973 Mint Mark Lincoln penny? You might be thinking, it's just a penny. How could it possibly be worth millions? Great question. The key lies in its rarity and a little sprinkle of mystery. Pennies minted in Philadelphia often don't have a mint mark, but this particular batch has something unique going for it. An incredibly low number of surviving specimens in pristine condition. Combine that with collector demand, and you've got yourself a coin that's more valuable than a luxury sports car. Crazy, huh? Now, here's where it gets even better. The 1973 Mint Mark penny isn't just about rarity. It's also about condition. If your penny is in near-perfect condition, what collectors call MS65 red grade, you could be sitting on a small fortune. And let me tell you, if you're like me, you'll never look at loose change the same way again. Speaking of which, let me tell you a quick story. A couple of years ago, I started taking this coin hunting thing seriously. I was rummaging through an old jar of coins my grandma gave me. One of those jars she used to keep on her dresser, filled with random pocket change. I didn't think much of it at first, but then I found this shiny penny from the 70s. My heart skipped a beat. Could it be the jackpot? Spoiler alert, it wasn't the 1973 penny worth $3 million. It was a 1975 penny with a weird gash on the side. But hey, The thrill of the hunt is half the fun, right? And that little adrenaline rush? Totally worth it. So how do you know if you've got the magical 1973 no mint mark penny? Here's what to do. First, check the date. Make sure it's 1973. Next, look for a mint mark. If there isn't one, you might be onto something. Finally, check the condition. If it's shiny and flawless, congrats. You could be holding a potential treasure. And if you don't have one, don't stress. Coin collecting is like a treasure hunt. Sometimes you strike gold, and sometimes you find a cool story to tell. The key is to keep looking and learning. You never know what's out there waiting for you. All right, my friends, that's the scoop on the 1973 no mint mark Lincoln penny. Who knew something so small could have such a big impact, right? Now it's your turn. Go grab those old jars, check the bottom of your purse, and raid your couch cushions. Who knows, you might just find a penny that could change your life. And before you go, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Trust me, you don't want to miss out on more tips and tricks to uncover hidden treasures in your pocket change. Plus, I've got plenty more stories and strategies to help you on your coin collecting journey. So subscribe, hit the bell for notifications, and let's turn your pocket change into life-changing finds. We're diving into the incredible story of the 1979 D mint mark Abraham Lincoln penny. What makes it so special, why collectors are going bonkers over it, and how you might strike gold, or copper in this case. Now, before you start shaking every couch cushion in the house, let's talk about why this little coin has skyrocketed to millionaire status. Stick around, this might just be the most profitable 10 minutes you've ever spent. So, the 1979 D penny. What's the big deal? At first glance, it's just your average penny. Coppery, Lincoln staring thoughtfully into the distance. A little beat up if it's been floating around for a while. But here's where it gets juicy. This particular penny has a super rare error, and collectors love a good mistake, kind of like how we secretly love typos in text because they're so relatable. This error, known as the double die, happens when the die used to strike the coin has a slight misalignment, creating a doubled image on certain features. Look closely, and you'll see it on the lettering or Lincoln's profile. It's like the coin has a glitch in the matrix. Now, why would anyone pay $9 million for a penny? 2 words: rarity and demand. Only a handful of these coins exist with this specific error, and die-hard collectors are ready to bid their life savings for it. Imagine this. Someone finds this penny, realizes what it is, and suddenly they've got the down payment for a mansion in Beverly Hills. Crazy, right? Here's a personal story for you. A few years ago, I found a jar of pennies while cleaning out my grandma's attic. It was dusty, full of cobwebs, and I almost tossed it. But I decided to go through it, just for fun. I didn't find a $9 million penny, but I did find one worth about $50. Not exactly life-changing, but hey, it paid for a fancy dinner. And now, every time I see a penny on the ground, I pick it up like it's the lottery. Moral of the story? Check your change, people. Alright, let's wrap this up. The 1979 D mint mark penny might be 1 in a billion, but that doesn't mean you shouldn't keep an eye out. Remember, collectors are always on the hunt for rare coins, and even if you don't find the jackpot, you might still stumble across something valuable. So, here's your mission. Grab a magnifying glass, start looking through your coin jars, and who knows, you could be sitting on a small fortune. And if you liked this video, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and join our community of treasure hunters. I'll be sharing more tips on coins worth money, strategies to spot hidden gems, and, of course, stories to keep you entertained. Thanks for watching, and remember, every penny counts. Literally.